Welcome to Living in Grand Rapids, the podcast. I am Josh May.
I am Katie Arnold.
I am Leah Hills.
And we are three of the Make Group Realtors with Remax of Grand Rapids coming to you today. Another episode of Living in Grand Rapids. And today I'm excited. The spring is in the air. We're almost here. And we're going to talk about our favorite outdoor activities in West Michigan this spring. So many things to think about, so many things to do. And, the thing I love about West Michigan is the seasons and the mindset and how everybody's mindset typically changes between winter and spring. Everybody's excited to get outside. So let's give everybody some ideas. Who wants to kick it off?
Yeah. I want to kick it off. Okay. I will talk about, I think this is the West Michigan first spring is here festival. Everyone looks forward to this festival, and it is the Tulip Time Festival in Holland. Spring, you see the beautiful flowers coming up, and why not see the tulips? I think it is the spring and tulips. They just belong together. So Holland has their festival every year. This year it is May 7th through the 15th. And I love going here. I think the tulips are always beautiful. There's always something to see. They have there's not just one park or one place you can just see the tulips. There's multiple places. I'll just mention a few. They have the Centennial Park. They have downtown Holland, Tulip Lanes, Windmill Island Gardens is probably the most popular one to go to because it has the windmills and the tulips. So you get 2 in 1 there. It's a great place to go during the springtime for something to go see the lake shore. I love Holland. And then this festival, like I said, I feel like kicks off spring with a bang. So yes, I love going to Tulip Festival every year.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love just wandering around. It's find a place to park and then just let your legs take you around and just look at all that there is that's going on. It's so much fun. I enjoy it.
Well, you can let your legs go take you around. I'm probably sure you can let your stomach take you around too, right? Because there's probably some good food at Tulip Time.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Yes.
And, I don't know if you ladies remember this, but we did a 3x3 video series out in Holland promoting Tulip Time. It was pretty cool. It's very cool.
I do. I remember that. I think that was before Leah joined the team, but I definitely remember that.
Yeah.
So check it out. Tulip Time in Holland. Now I'm gonna take the next spot. We got some good weather on the way, and Kent County has an amazing hiking, biking, and trail system. In Kent County in general, I'm always super impressed, especially around where I live. But Kent County in general, check out the Kent County Parks and Trails Recreation page. I am personally out. We are personally out in the Forest Hills area, and I'm always amazed. I can walk out of my house and walk to a biking/running paved trail that will take me all up and down Northeast Grand Rapids, all the way through Ada, all the way down Cascade. You've got the Seidman Park system, the list goes on. So, always impressed with Kent County trail system and specifically some of the Ada and Cascade parks and trails. So take a look at those. Some of these places people just don't actually know about, but we've got a great park trail system for biking and running. And one of my favorites that I will end with for my family is Roosevelt Park. It's an awesome 3.2 mile paved loop that takes you down next to the Grand River. This was land that was donated, old farmland that was donated. It's got a huge silo that, kids they have actually incorporated that into a little climbing wall on the silo. They've got a little park, and it's a really good 3.2 mile loop for young kids and me. So great place to check out. What do you guys think? We're going to get some running in this spring or what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I feel like every time.
Let's race.
Oh, I don't know about a race, but I'm in for the run. But I feel like every time we talk about hiking or anything like that, you always introduce me to a new park or new trail that I didn't know existed.
Right. So yeah, get out to Roosevelt Park. It's actually really perfect. I mean, it's really perfect. Whoever created that was thinking, you know what? I'm going to make this a nice intermediate trail for everyone. I'm going to make it a 3-mile paved loop because there's so many people that like to walk or jog. Like 3 miles is perfect. And then they can bring their kids. The kids can handle that. And there's plenty of things to do. And it's also connected all up and down Grand River. So you can actually bike to the park from your house. Moving on, Katie, what do you got?
'Tis the season when farmers markets get to start coming back, which for me is always so exciting. I will say, I lived in Southern California for a few years, and that was one of the best things is like you had year-round farmers markets to explore. So I feel like now being back in the Midwest to every spring when the farmers markets start to come back, it's always a really exciting time. It's one of my favorite ways to like spend a weekend morning kind of wandering the farmers market, maybe getting ideas of what I want to make, maybe finding a different kind of fruit or vegetable than I've tried before, or at least just like supporting these smaller farms, picking up local honey. Like I love to spend my weekends doing stuff like that. And there's all sorts of farmers markets across the West Michigan area. And there's even a website, and I'll link this in the show notes for everyone, but westmichiganfarmmarkets.org actually has a schedule like by county. It lists out all the farmers markets. So you can find the one that's in your area. They say like about like when they reopen, kind of depending on the season and temperatures and all that kind of stuff. And also list their hours where you can find them. So there's great resources if you're not really sure where your closest farmers market is. But do you guys have a favorite farmers market in Grand Rapids that you like to check out?
Well, I can start.
Yeah.
Fulton Street Farmers Market has been a staple. Did I just take yours, Leah?
You just took it. Yeah,
Well,
you just took it.
Sorry. And that's why I knew that's why I had to go first. But yeah, Fulton Street Farmers Market, amazing. We have been, I mean, I used to live right next to Fulton Street Farmers Market, so we used to walk there, but now we still go there and consistently on a weekly basis get our meat and our eggs for the week. So I don't know if you guys knew that, but very consistent in our family every Saturday morning in the spring, summer, and fall.
I just love supporting local. I think it's great. So I love fresh products and all of that good stuff. So yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I can picture Katie walking through the farmer's market on a Saturday morning, I bet she's got a coffee in her hand. What do you think?
Oh, yes. Maybe two.
100%.
That is two. I will not go to, typically I won't go to a farmer's market without a coffee in my hand on a Saturday morning. Gosh, that feels good right now. I
And if you
can't
can
wait.
find one that like, there's oftentimes like small bakeries and stuff that are at them too. And if I find one that has like gluten-free, vegan something, whether it be a pastry or bread or something that I can bring home for later, like that's just like icing on the cake.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And the last thing I'll say on this, one of the things we really enjoy is typically when we take all our kids, we'll give each of our kids like $2 and they can run up and down the entire market and they get to choose whatever they want.
I love that.
Typically that leads back to chocolate chip cookies, of course, but but it's fun to give them some money and let them run. And yeah, it's a good Saturday morning tradition.
Now, Josh, what else do you got for us? Because I know you've got another great activity in the books over there.
Well, another tradition for some would be spring baseball. You know, you get that fall, that fresh, not the fall, the fresh spring air. The baseball bats are cracking. The popcorn is, heating up, and everybody's thinking
the hot dogs.
The hot dogs. And the beer. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, you can, obviously have whatever you want at a baseball game, but I think one of the best environments in West Michigan is the LMCU ballpark, Whitecaps Stadium. And I've been to so many games. Typically, for us, it's just been a really cool family environment, but I've also done some really great like business networking at the ballpark. I've been invited to hang out on various decks. There's various, decks that even local businesses can rent out. You can have client parties. or you could just go get a ticket and enjoy the lawn. I mean, there's so many different cost-effective price points at the stadium. It's super convenient as far as a location up off of, 131 and West River Drive, and just a nice atmosphere. I'll never forget the one time that I took my son Lincoln to his first baseball game. And we were there for a Grand Valley State event. It was like an alumni event. And somebody came up and said, "Hey, Lincoln, do you want to race the mascot on the field before the game starts? You're going to race the mascot around the field." And Lincoln was like 3 years old, and he was actually really nervous about it. I had to talk him through it. I had to pump him up, but he beat that mascot to home base, and it was a really cool experience I'll never forget. So super family friendly. And go check out LMCU Ballpark this spring.
I think that sounds like a great spot for maybe a future May group event or team event.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. I think that's a great idea, and we're going to talk about that. But we're gonna let you guys think about what you want to do this spring, whether it's hitting the farmers market, waking up, going for a run, checking out Tulip Time, or attending a baseball game. There's so much more that West Michigan has to offer, and we'll let you guys get back to living in Grand Rapids. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening to Living in Grand Rapids, the podcast. Please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast and share with your friends. You can find us on Instagram at MayGroupGR or online at marketgrandrapids.com.